We will now move on to fourth motion, which is improving eating and drinking services on campus. And I think Michael would like to propose a speech for this motion.
Hello everyone. Okay, so with Warwick being a campus university, we're 9 miles from Leamington, 4 miles from Coventry. It's quite difficult for a lot of students to nip home, have a meal, then come back to their studies, their jobs, their extracurricular stuff. When you're on campus, you're on for the most part. This means that a lot of people have to either eat cold packed lunches or spend a lot of money buying food and drink while they're on campus. Having more microwaves and free water heating facilities around campus would mean more students are able to eat hot meals and enjoy a cup of tea or coffee without it being too much of a financial strain. The next section, about outdoor water fountains. There are very few outdoor water fountains at any of our sports pitches, if any, and only a few inside both the main sports centre and the Westwood Games Hall. Buying bottled water repeatedly is not only expensive, but also bad for the environment. Increasing the number of water fountains on campus would not only be good for those athletes who need to be constantly hydrated, and so need better access to such fountains, but it'd also be good for both the environment and students' finances to be able to refill their bottles more easily for free. And finally, prices across Warwick retail have gone up this year, not only for food and drink, but also for hot water, which has risen from 50p to an outrageous 75p, simply to have access to heated water. In addition, alternative food options, such as those that are dairy-free or vegetarian or vegan, have gone up disproportionately compared to other options. Voting for this motion would enable the SU to further lobby Warwick retail over these unfair price increases and help reverse them wherever possible to try and make sure that students who are forced to buy food and drink on campus can get a better deal. I want eating and drinking services across campus to be improved for all Warwick students. Whether you're working with sweat on the sports pitches or beaving away in the library, I want you to be able to heat up your lunch, fill up your water bottle, and make yourself a nice cup of tea. If any of this sounds good to you, then please vote for my motion and help me put some microwaves, kettles, etc. around campus.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Michael, for the motion. Just could I ask you specifically, I know you mentioned about lobbying the university to lower prices. Could I ask you to look specifically into Library Cafe? You may have seen that the price of a Library Cafe breakfast, and I did launch a government petition about this, which was rejected, has risen from £3.50 to £4.25. It still includes a coffee, but if we could, it's a Magnificent 7, by the way, so if we could either make it a Super 8 or a Magnificent 8, if we could lobby them for that, or if we could lobby for a price decrease, I'd appreciate it greatly. Thank you.
Henry, I like a library breakfast as much as you. I had one every day in second year, you can see the results. You're pleased to hear, it's really hard to find sources for prices in the library, Warwick retail, because there's not much online. So originally I had your petition as one of my sources. Before it got pointed out, it was a terrible source and it got removed. But don't worry, I was aware of it. And yes, I'd love to get the library, wherever the deals were back. I can't remember the names as well as you do, haven't thought about it quite as much, but yes, that is definitely part of the unfair price increases.
In response to both Henry and Michael, a quick point of information. You may know that WMG have very good links with industry and all sorts of things, and as a result, it subsidises food for all its students and staff to the cost of £3.37 for a whole hot meal if you go to the pit stop any day of the week from Monday to Friday. So I think I wonder what your opinion is on lobbying the university to subsidise food for all students, not just WMG students.
I think this is an issue across Warwick University, not just in food, but in terms of academics as well. Departments subsidise some of their students, whereas other departments don't. Obviously, I'd like Warwick University to subsidise all food for all students, and I can see how they do it and how viable it is. But my guess is some departments have more money to spend on food for their students than others. But yeah, it could be something to look into.
I think it's a great motion, so I'm speaking for it. But I'd like to. Do you have any suggestions as to how to, if there are going to be more spaces where people are eating because they're able to heat up stuff, how you might keep them smelling nice? I say this because today I had to walk out of the maths undergraduate room because it smelled so bad.
So the places they've looked into, because this is sort of in process, but I found that it's a lot easier to get the university to do stuff if you say you're democratically mandated to, and you've got that backing. But it is sort of in process. The places they've looked at are quite well ventilated. One of the latest places was actually, the library, near the vending machines, in that kind of area. Whenever those doors open, smell goes out. But it is an issue, and it is one of their main worries when I've talked to them about it. And I think it's just making sure there's a provision that's there is a cleaning thing going on, and also a bit of, you've got this privilege to be able to heat up your stuff, so look after the space, and asking students to take that into their own hands a bit as well.
We'll go to a vote. So all those in favour? All those against? And any abstains? No, fab.